Hi y'all. Alright, it is sunshine. It is Friday. I believe it's Friday. Yeah. This week has been pretty smooth. I went into the DMV to get a brand new license. Because, I did that married thing. So now I've got to get a license to match that. I just keep thinking y'all are gonna fall, and I keep praying y'all don't. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, this video is gonna be a quilting video again, and I know some of y'all are like bore fest, and that's okay. I don't do videos that's gonna suit everybody. So if that is a snooze fest to you, I get it. I get it. And you can click off if you want. If you want to stay and see a little thing I conquered and then click off, that's fine too. I've been trying to figure out how to conquer project bags with the zipper because I'm terrified of zippers. So I had one more zipper to try it, and I had to get it right because payday I was going to get zippers if I could figure it out. So I had Miss Janice's zipper that she sent. I think that it had magical powers in it. I'm not lying. I think it did. And I just sat down and I watched tutorials, and then for some reason the tutorial I watched, it just clicked. It clicked and it was perfect and just perfect. So you ready? I did it. I made a bag and it worked. It zips and everything. I'm so excited. And I just left a cream colored in there. I'm not a fan of bags that are real dark in them because then I can't see what I'm trying to hunt. And so, I mean, they work. They're fine. There's not a whole lot wrong with that. That's just for my old eyes. But you can see that you can see through that. I chose not to put interfacing in there because Miss Beverly, when she made that bag for me, she didn't have that in there because I told her I wanted it very simple, very easy, very plain Jane as gets. And so she didn't put that in there. And I liked that. I did like that. So I think what I went wrong with the first one is the tutorial just didn't work for me. That was a big issue. The second issue is I had bolted it. I made it too bulky. So I think that's why it didn't work very well. But I left the interfacing out and found a very easy tutorial and made my own bag. I plan on more bags. I would like to get more bags. I mean, more zippers to do more bags. And honestly, I don't care if there's not interfacing in it because I'm making these bags for me and I'm not selling them. So it doesn't really matter to me. I know a lot of the tutorial said to use those clips, the quilt clips, but I was like, okay. So I decided to use my good old glue stick, and that worked so much better. Glue sticks and pins, that is what I did. So anyway, let me get to this because we're like 5 minutes in and we're still not getting anywhere. So I have a box of favorite fabric that I just find so precious that I don't want to cut it up. I'm scared to cut it up. It's all like back quarters and gifted fabric, and I'm like, I'm scared to cut it up because, you know, I don't want to jack it up, right? And I don't have the perfect pattern for it. So, you know, it's all stuff that I just find to be the perfect fabric. And I got to watching something, and it said, if we wait to find the perfect pattern, to use your perfect fabric, life's gonna pass us up. And I was like, you know what, you're right. You're right. So, and the other thing of it is say I want to use this back quarter. Well, I don't have matching fabric to go with it. And I don't want it to look janky. But on the other hand, I love the scrappy fabrics look. I genuinely do. So, you know, I just need to go with it. Like on this one, this is the only one I have. But surely I can make it work, you know? So, I believe it could work on stuff. On like this one, I don't even know if it's a complete set. But for me, the floral kind of set me off. I was like, I don't know about this floral mess. But, you know, what happens sometimes is I make the quilts and then I posted that I finished it or whatever, and somebody's like, I want that quilt. And they want to buy that quilt. So, you know, sometimes that happens. And you just got to leave it to fate to make that happen. So, I went into the book department of quilt patterns. This shelf right here is only the quilt book patterns right there. This is the best shelf ever. This was $20 at the Restore Habitat for Humanity Restore Center. And it has movable shelves. So yeah, I was like, of course I need this. Because I need some organization up in this room. I'm not even going to lie about that. So, I've got a couple of contenders. And I also learned it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you can get to the end. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And like I'm terrified of making flying geese just because they never line up. They never do. But something I saw, they used 2 half square triangles. Well, I can handle half square triangles. Why am I not doing it that way? It don't really matter. You know? So what? It's got a seam running down the middle. I don't care. So, and then some patterns like this, I look at and go, oh, I don't know if I like that. And it's the color for me. It's just too blendy. So, this is a free pattern. Or it was free. I don't know. But see how that's too blendy? Like it doesn't stand out for itself. But I'm thinking of doing a scrappy because look, I think I could show you this page because it's free. I still maybe. I don't know. It'll be okay. But look at this. See, it shows up there. And it's not hard. It looks hard, but it's not. So that's a very big contender. Very big contender. And see, some of these, I promise I don't have a whole 2 hours of contenders, I promise. Some of these I've avoided because they look hard, but in the long run, they're not that bad. And so, like this one that I'm fixing to show, they have you cut triangles. So I would have to figure out something different there because I'm not about to cut triangles. Triangles are hard. And they want you to cut it at 7 1/4. I don't know what 7 1/4 is. So I'll round up to 7 1/2 probably. But it shows you on the top of this book, it's this one, what blocks are used. And see, this is the one. There's got to be a different way that you can do that. I mean, you probably could do half squares on that. I don't know. I don't know what technically what that block is called. But I can just Google reverse image and see if there's a way to do that. But I mean, it's just crazy how stuff looks so hard, and then you really get to get in the meat and potatoes of it, and you're like, how can we do it different and still get the same results? So out of this one, it's chocolate and cherries. And I think this is the one that has taught me something new just by reviewing the pattern, because it's very important to look at the pattern, read through it, and make sure you're on the same page, because sometimes patterns are tough. You know, I'm a willy-nilly quilter. I don't really follow patterns. I just kind of go with it. But it showed me how to, instead of making squares, cut squares and then trying to piece it together to make a 4-patch, it shows how to do it in a strip unit. To take 2 strips, make a strip unit, and then cut it to where your 2 squares, you have 2 squares already joined. And I thought, well, that's pretty genius. That's very pretty genius. So I was like, I might just try that. And then finally, out of this one looked hard. That's why I avoided this one. Tell me that don't look hard. Well, come to look at it, it's just half square triangles. Oh, there's another one. Sorry, there's another magazine. So it's this one. So all it is half square triangles. And I was like, well, hell, I can do that. I can do half square triangles, especially the way I do half square triangles. In case you have not seen how I do it, I follow Darlene's videos where you take 2 squares, right sides together, sew all the way around, and then cut and cut. Simple. Super simple. And it's better that way. That way you don't have any waste. Because I know sometimes they have you put right sides together, right? Then draw a line and then sew it on each side, and you only use one and the other one's trash or scrap or whatever. I don't have that. I'm not doing that. I have too much beautiful fabric to waste. So of course I'm going to do Darlene's method and go from there. Okay, this is the last one, I promise. Out of this one is this one. Now, I'm kind of lost, and this is going to sound extremely stupid, but it says a mix of low volume prints used in the background sets the stage for bold color. I have no idea what low volume means. I'm guessing the white Is that low volume? I don't know. That's a Miss Janice question. But anyway, I got to looking at it and I was like, why can't I do this? It looks complicated as heck. But in reality, it's not that complicated. So I'm guessing low volume has, I would think it has to do with this white so that these other colors will pop, is my guess. I don't know. But, oh, I need that page just in case. I do have some, where's my brights? Like these are my brights, right? And I probably could do them with these guys. They're two different textures. I mean, obviously, because it says texture solids. But this one's 42, and this one's 44 pieces. 44 pieces? They don't look that much. I don't know. But, I mean, we could just slap that together. And that's what Darlene's favorite is to say. You know. And then I have these two that might could work. You know. And or they could go with this mess. You know. I don't know. I keep these because these are Moda. I know Moda's not cheap. And I just don't want to mess it up. And this one has sunshine on it. So of course, you know, I value that one too. I value all the fabric I've been given. And it's just, I just want to make sure I do it right. Anyway, so that is that. Let me wrap this video up because we're getting close to time here. I do want to mention, and I hope it's okay to mention, if you remember Miss Becky on this channel that I've mentioned 1,000 times, she is a total sweetheart, like a second mom to me. Her house burnt down. She lost everything, including her beloved dog. Y'all just keep her in your thoughts, prayers, whatever you do, let's just keep her lifted up, because that's going to be a long road to hoe. Everything she owns is gone. And now, I hope this is also okay to say, but she is a 911 dispatcher, and she works in the 911, she works in the dispatching office, right? So there's got to be something terrifying to hear a call come in that your house is on fire. I mean, that's got to suck. Totally terrifying. And Miss Becky, my heart aches for you. It really does. Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. I could not even imagine. So, anyway, I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. I might be back this weekend. I doubt it because I don't have much content to show. So I'll probably be back for Stitching Monday. I love you guys. Take care.